bags filled with school supplies. And we also contributed to Reverend White's church. We have provided a water cooler several years ago, which they still use it with Swami's, our center name on it. And we have also been involved in tree distribution in his church. In 2023, we have worked together to organize a medical camp. About 20 or 25 doctors from nearby areas, Greensboro, Raleigh, Charlotte came, and about 150 people took advantage of the medical program. So Reverend White's actions are a living testament to Bhagavan's teachings of love and service. He is a true example of the mantra, love all, serve all. And his unwavering commitment to the community inspires all of us. It is with great respect that I now invite Reverend White to the stage. Sir, please come forward and share us with your experiences, the impact of our involvement with Charlotte Sai Center. Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening. Brother Pavin, he said that he was going to introduce me, and I told him if he do well, I will give him some money. Just my sense of humor. I am truly grateful to be here to share with you my life history. Because what I do, I owe God my life. Because if it wasn't God in my life, I wouldn't be here today. So let me explain to you how I got here. First of all, I want to ask all the young people here in the audience, let me know and raise your hand. Who is 10 years old? Raise your hand. Okay. What about 15 years old? Raise your hand.
I lost him.
Oh, okay. The reason I mention that to you is that we live in a society where we all make excuses. And when it comes to do the Lord's work, we say that I'm too old or too young. That's not true. Because every time that God allowed somebody to be born into this world, each one of us have a gift. And God would like for you to use that gift for his glory. Now let me share with you. God called me into the ministry when I was 18 years old. And when I heard that voice that said that he wanted me to preach his word, I said, no, not me. At 18 years old, I wanted to do everything an 18-year-old boy wanted to do. Run after the girls. And I didn't accept the call until I was 22. In the 13th chapter of Luke, Jesus tells a story. Jesus said there was a man who had a fig tree. And every year, every day, he would go out to see if there was any figs on the tree. And the Bible said he did that for 3 years. He would go looking at that tree to see if there was any figs on the tree. At the end of 3 years, the master says, cut it down. So he told the servant, cut it down, and the servant said, wait, master. Give me 1 more year, and I will do all that I can to make sure that this tree produce some figs on the tree. And when I read that, I said, wow, that was talking about me. And let me explain. I didn't accept a call until I was 22. Well, that's 4 years, right? I started dating this young lady, when I was 19. And we started dating, and I go and visit her. She lived in Chicago. I lived in a little town called Three Rivers. And after I met her, we wound up getting married. And that was 4 years. 18, 19, 20, 22. And when I read that, that must have been about me that God was talking. And let me explain to you why I said that. I believe that God is real because I know what he did in my life. If it wasn't for God in my life, I wouldn't be doing this today. Here I was dating this young lady. She lived in Chicago. I lived in Three Rivers. That takes a 2.5 hour drive. My brother-in-law, he said to me, "Are you still going to Chicago to see your girlfriend?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Instead of you driving your car, let me drive my car and I will drop you off because I have some relatives in Chicago too." I said, "That'd be great." So here I am in Chicago visiting my girlfriend. He dropped me off. He said, "What time do you want me to come and get you up?" I said, "Why don't you do about 6 o'clock?" He came around sometime around that time. Now, I was born in St. Louis, Missouri. So he said, since we have some relatives in St. Louis, Missouri, let's go there. That's a 3-hour drive. We go there Saturday evening. We get up early Sunday morning, going back to Michigan. That's an 8-hour drive. Now, hear what I have to say. And I said it was God who watched over my life. My brother-in-law and I, we would take turns driving from Chicago to Michigan. That's an 8-hour drive. When I got behind the wheel, I'm doing 60 miles an hour. Every now and then I would drive and it would get about 80 miles an hour. Every now and then I look around and see if there was any state troopers around, I'd do 100. We made it home safe. Sunday morning. My sister was driving the same car, going around a curve at 25 miles an hour. And you know what happened? The wheel on the driver's side came off. What would have happened if we were driving that car 80 miles an hour, 90 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour? At that time, we didn't have any seat belts. We all could have been dead. God said, I cannot let this boy mess up my plan in his life. And I thank God for that. Let me tell you another story that I believe that God watched over me in order for me to do what I'm doing today. Since I was 22 years old, I needed to know more about God. And so here I was, going to Chicago, a building called Moody Bible Institute. You can pull it up on your phone. We got so many things that a phone can tell us what happened years ago. And here I am driving from Three Rivers, Michigan to Chicago. That's a 2.5 hour drive. While we were driving the car, at least me, we had a flat tire. Here I am pulling this car on the side of the road. I'm getting ready to get the key to the trunk. All I had was the ignition, the key in the ignition. And so the young man who was driving his car, he said, "Well, Reverend, look in the ashtray." My wife would have left the key to the trunk in the ashtray. There was no key. He said, "Look in the glove box." She might have left the key to the trunk in the glove box. There was no key. The young man, he was a deacon in our church. That's where I got caught in the ministry. He pulled out some keys like this out of his pocket. And he said, Reverend, why don't you try one of those keys? And I said, look here, man, anybody with common sense will tell you these keys are not going to fit. He said, well, Reverend, do you have anything to lose? I said, not really. Now I'm getting upset because we're on the side of the road and class started at 7 o'clock. I looked at the keys like this. For a moment, he said, well, Reverend, what you waiting on? I'm getting really upset now. He is insulting my intelligence. So he said, Reverend, you don't have anything to lose, do you? I said, not really. So he said, try it. I tried all the keys. One key left. You know what that was? The church door key. He said, Reverend, what you looking at? I said, look, man, I tried all the keys that you gave me. Now these keys don't fit. Now why should this one? He said, Reverend, do you have anything to lose? I said, no, not really. God can do anything but fail. And I truly believe God today. Now here I was. I got that key. It was an old Plymouth. One of the kind that you stick the key in the hole and the slot, push the button, and the trunk open up. That's what it did. The trunk opened up. We changed the tire. I'm getting ready to throw it back in the trunk of the car. He said, no, throw it in the back seat. We get to Chicago. I go to the filling station. I drop the tire off. We go to class. Come back from class. We pick the tire up. I got the key that I used to open the trunk. You know what happened? It wouldn't work. That told me that, God, I would accept your calling and I would do what you said you wanted me to do. And that's why I'm so dedicated, because I owe God my life. Now, as I indicated in the early my introduction, I wanted to be a singer. This is Johnny Mathis. I don't know if anybody knows about Johnny Mathis. I wanted to be like him. I love singing. And here I was in the choir stand singing church songs, but I still wanted to be a singer. And I kept hearing that voice, I want you to preach my word. So here I am. I got a group together. I got some cards like this I brought so you understand that I'm telling the truth. We had a group called the Royal Dukes, and we were singing all over in Michigan, and we decided we were going to go and see about making a record. Now you can look this up on your internet. Back in the early 60s, there was a program that was on TV called the Ted Mack Amateur Hour. We called him up, asked him if we could come and be on TV just like Michael Jackson. We said, okay, let's go. We couldn't raise any money for an airplane flight to go to New York. That was a no-no. We go to Detroit to see if we can find a manager. That was a no-no. I left that alone. Just to show you, when God has something for you to do in the ministry or whatever you're doing, God expects you to do that. So I'm so proud of your group who have supported me in my ministry. It has been a blessing. And I'm so glad that I allowed your group to support me in my ministry as I go out and feed the homeless people. And I've been doing that 28 years since I got here. So I'm, like I said, I'm so dedicated to my ministry, and I will keep on doing it until the day that I die. Now, as I said earlier, most of us make excuses when it comes to doing the work of the Lord. Here I was, doing all that I can to praise God in my ministry. Look at me. Look at me. I've been telling him a long time. If I would ask anybody, tell me how old you think I am. You don't hurt my feelings? Tell me, holler out loud. Can anybody tell me?
Somebody saying 16.
How
16, 1-6. 16.
much? I'm sorry, let's go alone. Last November the 6th, I turned 82 years old. And I feel, and let me tell you a secret. The Lord wakes me up every morning. Sometimes at 3 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes at 4 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes it is 5 o'clock in the morning. And every time that the Lord wakes me up, I'll go in prayer and have a little talk with Jesus. And you know what my question is, my statement that I make to God every time that I pray? I say, God, give me the energy of a 20-year-old. And God is doing that right now. I can outrun anybody right now. Because I have the energy to do it. And I have the energy to do what I need to do to support God in my ministry. So again, I want to thank you, your group, how you have supported me for the last 15 years, and how it came about. I went to the Second Harvest Food Bank to volunteer, and guess who was there? I think it was a little man called the Boo. He was there. He said, "What do you do?" I said, "I feed the homeless." He said, "That's what you do?" I said, "Yes, I do." And ever since then, look what happened. Look how we're working together, trying to praise God for what we do. Because He wants us to show humanity. It's not about you. It's about the people. Because God, people don't know if you got 6 degrees, doctorate degree, associate degree, a master's degree. They don't care. All they want to know, do you care? Yep. That's all that matters. And the sandwiches that you all give me, I get up early Friday on Monday morning and pass the lunches out to the men. And they look forward to me doing that. Again, I want to thank each of you for what you do. And may God continue to bless each one of you for your effort that you take forth to help me out in my ministry. I brought the picture to show you exactly where I go in the community in Charlotte, North Carolina. And how it happened was, when I was a member of Reading Memorial Baptist Church, the pastor said, "Reverend, can you get in touch with all the ministers and tell them that I would like to meet with them on a Saturday?" I said, "Sure, I'll be glad to do that." So I told all the ministers that the pastor wanted to meet us on Saturday at 10 o'clock. There we were in the office, and the pastor said, "I don't want no preacher here sitting in the pew, in the pulpit, not doing nothing. I want you to be active, supporting the ministry of God." And he asked one gentleman, his name was James Heath, he was an older gentleman. He said, "Reverend, can you go and visit the sick and shedding members?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Pastor, I'll go with him and help him, and he can help me as we visit our sick and shedding members." Here I am driving all over Chicago, Michigan, oh my goodness, Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm driving all around Charlotte, and I'm looking at people looking at garbage cans. And I went back to the church, and I told the pastor, I said, "You know what? We need to do something." And he said, "Why don't you start doing it?" And ever since then, I have been doing it for the Lord, and I have a passion to do it. And I keep on doing it until the day that I die, because one day I'm going to see my Heavenly Father in heaven. And let me say this, and I'll bring this to a close. I was in the hood. That's what we call in the black neighborhood, the hood. And I had a band at that time, and I went and gave them some food to people in the community. And the young man said, "Preacher, why do you do this?" I said, "Do you really want to know?" He said, "Yes, I want to know." I said, "The reason why I do this because one day that I'm going to die." Now Jesus told his disciples before he left, he said, "In my Father's house is many mansions. So when I get to heaven, I want to make sure I got me a mansion and not a tent." God bless you.
Thank you, Reverend White. Thank you so much for all those kind words. We really appreciate it. It has been a long time with you. We have always been there for all the sandwich distribution, everything, and it's been our pleasure. Praise the Lord. It is God works in mysterious ways. We all know that. Thank you for giving your experience with Sai Center here, and also we want Sister Lakshmi to. Thank you.
Yeah, let us give a big round of applause to Mr. White. Mr. White is actually 82 years old and he still wakes up early in the morning at 3:30, right? And then he does prayer and he eats only twice a day, right? I mean, he pretty much epitomizes Swami's teachings and the message of love. Once again, let's give a big round of applause.
Yeah, he still does it.
Sairam everyone, I offer my humble remarks at the lotus feet of our Sulam Bhagavan. And happy birthday Swami. So 99 happy birthday to Swami. And today I am honored to introduce our Seva guest, Kelly Vas. She is from Nourish Up. And we did this kind of Mahanarayana Seva from our Charlotte Center during COVID time. And now again we started for Swami's 100th birthday. And we started this program from October, that is Navaratri time. It is going to continue until under the birthday of Swami, that is end of November. So the program goes like this. Everybody knows Meals on Wheels. Most of the hospitals, schools, institutions knows Meals on the Wheels. So Dr. Kelly Vas is she is the director of the program, and she takes care of the people whoever needs meals every day, Monday to Friday in Charlotte, all the needy people as per the government regulations. And when Brother Satya wants to do Mahanarayana Seva for 100th birthday, we were looking for many organizations. But when I reached out to Narisha, I called and left a message to her. I got response back within 5 minutes from the director of the program, that is Kelly Vas, Mrs. Kelly Vas. She told, "Lakshmi, I'm very glad. What can I do for you?" And I said, "We are looking to do a vegetarian meals to the people around in Charlotte who need it." She told, "Yes, we have multiple programs. Which one you want to take?" And she started explaining me so much. She took it was like 4:30 in the PM in the evening. And she took time to explain me the process, how it goes, what they do, and she's a really amazing lady, and I'm thanking to her that she gave us an opportunity to involve for next 400 days, and we are planning to give like 9 meals a day, veggie meals every day until Swami's 100th birthday. I welcome Mrs. Kelly Vas to come over and speak with us for a couple of minutes. Thank you, Kelly.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kelly Bass, and I am the program director for the Meals on Wheels program at Nourish Up. Nourish Up is located on a service road called Carrier Drive on Interstate 85 between the Brookshire Freeway and Beatty's Ford Road. If you wanted to ever come and visit us and take a tour, you're welcome to do that. We have programming that goes on Monday through Saturday. But our Meals on Wheels program only delivers Monday through Friday. I will tell you about what the two organizations, some of you may be familiar with Loaves and Fishes, and then Friendship Trays. The two organizations merged and became Nourish Up in January of this year. We merged in June of 2021. But we moved in April to our new location, and we did have a name change just because From the pantry side, we're nourishing people, and from the Meals on Wheels side, we're nourishing people as well. In our Meals on Wheels program, we deliver meals Monday through Friday, utilizing volunteers primarily. So at 9:45 in the morning, between 9:45 and 10:15, volunteers come to our Carrier Drive location. They come to what we call a hub, where meals are delivered or routes are delivered to Huntersville United Methodist Church, also Sardis Presbyterian Church and St. Giles Presbyterian Church, near the intersection of Archdale and South Boulevard. So a variety of different places to make it convenient for individuals or volunteers to come and pick up our meals. So the meals come in a route bag or an insulated bag, and then they vary in as far as the quantity. They could be as few as 4 people on a route or as many as 12 people on a route. So they get the meal, and then they're able to heat it up and then have it for their noon meal, or they can save it for their evening meal. But from the standpoint of who we serve to individuals who cannot prepare or secure a meal midday. Sometimes it may be because of a condition that they have. It may be that they are going through some sort of a treatment. They may be going through chemotherapy or something of that sort. Or they may just not be able to cook or prepare their food for themselves. So it makes it nice to be able to have that. And certainly with the financial support, we're able to provide vegetarian meals to the population that we serve. So we appreciate the gift most definitely. We have about 40 pantries throughout Mecklenburg County, and so for individuals who may not have groceries near the end of the month, we do take referrals. Oftentimes the referrals come from a doctor's office, they may come from a social worker's office, a religious leader, and then they can self-refer. If someone calls to say that they're having some issues and not able to secure groceries, then we ask them some questions and then schedule them to go to a pantry. And like I said, they're all throughout Mecklenburg County. Just like our meals, we deliver all throughout Mecklenburg County. But we are very happy to be supported by you all as far as financially and to prepare meals for individuals throughout the county. The meals come in a 3-compartment tray, so there's an entree, a vegetable, and a starch. And then they also get fruit as their dessert primarily, and then bread. So it's something that they will hold them through the day, and as well as provide nutrition through the evening as well. But we are very happy to be a part of utilizing your all support most definitely. We have been around for almost 50 years in Mecklenburg County. The 2 organizations, both were hunger fighters. There were a group of women who decided that they needed to support those individuals who were homebound and couldn't make it to the services. And then there were a group of ladies who said, you know, we have individuals who can't prepare a lunch midday, so we need to work with that. So it was nice that the 2 organizations 45 years later decided to work together and be able to serve those in need, but we certainly do appreciate that. Like I said, we're located 901 Carrier Drive. If you happen to be in the neighborhood, we certainly would welcome you coming. If you have opportunities in the middle of the day to volunteer and deliver a route, you're welcome to do that as well. At our building on Carrier Drive, we do something called packing boxes or pulling groceries for the pantries. So there are all sorts of service opportunities if you choose to come with your family. I will say that individuals need to be 14 years and older just from a safety standpoint, but there are many opportunities. Our website is nourishup.org, and you can get involved and see some different ways to participate if you choose to do that as well. But we certainly do appreciate the financial support to provide the vegetarian meals for the individuals throughout Mecklenburg County. Thank you so much.
There is only one religion, the religion of love. There is only one caste, the caste of humanity. There is only one language, the language of the heart. There is only one God. He is omnipresent.